Hey everyone, so today I wanted to go over my favorite purchases from 2020. I realized that we're already in February, so it's a bit late, but I figured I wanted to do this because I've actually been really enjoying watching people's videos now that they did back in December about their favorite purchases from 2020, and so I just felt the FOMO. I felt like I just wanted to be a part of that. So this is going to be comprised of quite a bit of techie stuff, some necessary stuff, skincare stuff. Yeah, that's kind of the direction this video is going to go in. So, my first favorite purchase of 2020 is my Nintendo Switch. Now, here's the story. I actually got my first Nintendo Switch in 2019, and it was the smaller version. It was the light green kind of color, the one that was all in one, the Switch Lite, I think is what it's called. And I really liked it. But as 2020 started, like January, February, I was getting a little FOMO for the actual Switch because on the actual Switch, you can take off the Joy-Cons and the controllers, and so you can play a more variety of games. So primarily, I wanted to play Mario Party because that is a favorite pastime of mine, and I just felt really bad that I couldn't play it on the Switch Lite because you have to take off these and play with these that way. So what I ended up doing, I have an Animal Crossing Twitter account. Don't judge me, but it's kind of my place to go to connect with the Animal Crossing community. And it's also really helped me out, like when I needed materials or I was selling turnips or things like that. And so I ended up selling on Twitter my Switch Lite. I think they retail for $200. I sold it for $150 because it was very lightly used in very good condition, and it sold pretty fast. And so I was able to ship it out. And mind you, this was like the end of February, beginning of March in 2020. So this means this was happening right before the shutdown. So I was already having issues finding the Nintendo Switch in stock because they were having stock issues because of what was happening in China that we were all kind of like naive to at the time. And so I was able to finally get my hands on one at a Target store. And I got the dark gray because I just like how it just is neutral. I like it a lot better than the red and blue kind. And the Animal Crossing Switch I was not waiting for. And I'm glad I didn't at this point. So I ended up getting it. I ended up shipping out the Switch that sold right before the shutdown happened. And so this all happened right before shutdown, which was the most perfect timing ever because then I had this nice Switch to play with. And that's when Animal Crossing came out. And so that is my next favorite purchase. So let me see. So I have a plethora of games. As you can see, let me see if I can scroll through. So, Animal Crossing is my fave. It's one of my faves. And Mario games, as you can see, are also a fave of mine. So this is kind of what my Switch looks like. And Animal Crossing came out in March of 2020, right after shutdown happened. I think it was March 20th, if I'm remembering correctly. So Animal Crossing was my actual life for the first month or two, and it was just really great timing because I had all the time to play it. So that was timed really well on their part. I've been an Animal Crossing lover since Wild World, which was on the DS. I didn't play the GameCube version because I didn't have a GameCube, but Wild World and City Folk. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting one? There's definitely one I'm forgetting. I'm having a brain fart moment. But anyways, I've loved the whole Animal Crossing franchise. So, yeah. Anyways, so the Switch overall and Animal Crossing were some of my fave purchases of 2020. And for very good reason. And I will say an honorable mention for one of the games goes to Super Mario 3D All-Stars. That came out towards the end of the year, more so. The reminiscing, man, because Super Mario 64 is on there, and that was the very first Mario game I ever played on Nintendo 64. And I still have my Nintendo 64 and the game and everything, but just playing it in kind of better quality, but still looking the same was so amazing. So, yeah, so these have been really fun. Now that I've talked about that at length, let's move on Another tech purchase, you'll see half this video are tech purchases, just full disclosure. But another tech purchase that was so worth it was the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So this is the box, obviously, because I'm filming on the iPhone right now. I love this thing. So I had the iPhone 8 Plus, and I was way overdue for an upgrade because it had been over 3 years. The screen was cracked. I couldn't talk on the phone if I wasn't using speakerphone. It would stop playing my music at really random times all the time. It was just breaking down. And so I finally got this iPhone in November. Obviously, the release was kind of pushed because of the pandemic. So I was supposed to get it in September, and yeah, it was just, I was ready. So this iPhone has 4K recording, which is super awesome, and that's what I'm using right now. And it really came in handy for the course I created right after getting the phone. So that's awesome. The sound quality is so much better. I love the big screen, just everything about it, and the blue is really pretty. So I've really been enjoying the iPhone. It has been such an upgrade for both my personal and professional life. In addition to that, I upgraded my microphone situation. So I got the Yeti X microphone, which is one of the higher end options that they offer from the Blue line, but it has been so worth it. So I actually ended up getting a pop filter on it too, so the sound quality is even a little bit better, and it just has changed my video making game. So between having the 4K quality, the great lighting setup I already had, and now the better microphone, I'm feeling so professional. Like, it's just, it is legit. And it has made the quality of my videos for both YouTube and course creation and all of that stuff just infinitely better. Another tech thing I got, which this is like, these have been around for a while and I just kind of, I don't know, I was late to the party, is this scanner. So it's so small and portable and easy to use. And I'm so glad I got this. So basically I have a printer. I have just a regular old printer that we've had for years and years and years. Probably gonna have to replace that soon. But it has its typical scanner on the top. You know, the one where you open the lid and you put the paper in and all that. Well, it's just really slow. It's kind of inconvenient because I have stuff on top of the printer. And it just is not my favorite. So I looked into one of these scanners because last year I had a whole lot of paperwork that I had to scan into my computer so that I could get rid of the papers and free up some room in my file cabinet. Especially thanks to the pandemic, I've had more paperwork. So I just wanted something easy. This is so great. So you plug it in. I got the type that plugs in. They also have a Bluetooth kind, but I didn't feel like spending extra because of how frequent I would be using this. And I kind of batch when I have to scan things. So I put it in the USB in my computer, and then it's simple. You just put the paper in, you let it kind of latch, and then you click this button, it runs through, and you're good to go. If it's double-sided, flip it over, do it again. If you have multiple, just keep going, and then you can save your document when you're all done. And it is so effective and so much quicker than doing the regular printer scanner way that it's just, you know, my time, I've realized how valuable my time really is in this past year. I think between the pandemic and between how much work I've put into devoting to new avenues in my business, that yeah, I'm not trying to waste time where I don't have to. So this was like $100 or something. So it is, you know, a piece of equipment that you definitely have to buy. Like, it's not $20, but I just think it was so worth it. So I'm proud. And I did a lot of research because I was going between this and like 2 other models that weren't Epson. And I was really nervous because the reviews on Amazon sometimes are confusing. You're like, okay, hopefully this works. And so far, I've had nothing but success with it. I got it probably mid-year 2020, and it's still going strong. So definitely recommend this one. This is also a favorite purchase of mine. So this is a tripod. It's a little tabletop tripod, but it's the kind that bends. So this, like, you can twist it all around whatever you want. You know, whatever angle, you can put it on things. Like, I just think that's so convenient. And basically I got this because back before the pandemic started, so like in January, one of my clients came over and she wanted to film the process of the lash lift and tint that I was doing for her. So she wrapped the tripod, it was just like this. She wrapped a tripod around the light that I put over my client so I could see. And I was just so impressed. I was like, that's so cool. And then this is also around the same time that I wanted to get more into TikTok videos. And I figured a tabletop one would be convenient because we have the regular tripod, which is what I'm using right now. But I like putting this on the table. So like if I'm putting makeup on in a TikTok or if I'm just talking to the camera, it's at eye level and it's really easy to use and it's small and easy to store. So I really love this thing. And it, again, like 15, 20 bucks maybe. And it's super adaptable and it makes my life easier. More tech. I finally got on the AirPad. Listen. More tech. I finally got on the AirPod bandwagon. So this is the regular AirPods. As you can see probably by the shape of the, what do you want to call this, container? I don't know. But basically, I just wanted the regular ones because my husband actually got the new ones that go more in your ear and they have the shorter thing here. I think they're the AirPods Pro. And I tried them and I hate them because the ones that go really in your ear like that, they're just uncomfortable for me. So I really love that he has the noise cancellation feature, but I can't get over that they're uncomfortable. I'm not going to use them, you know? So these were on sale, I think. It was before Black Friday. We were going on a lot of walks in fall time on trails, and that's when I got them. I bit the bullet, and I was like, I'm finally going to get these. They were on a good sale, and I got them. So they're just the regular AirPods. I don't want to take them out because I'm scared they'll connect to my iPhone and then mess up my recording situation. So they're just the regular ones, and I did end up getting this adorable case. This is actually from Etsy, so I'll link that below too. I'll obviously link everything below so you can take a look. But I love this so that it's like easy. It's a hard silicone case, so it's not sticky and like fuzz won't stick to it, and it's kind of protective. And I just like that you can like put on your keys or put it wherever and you just always have it. So yeah, AirPods. I'm a big fan now. Ever since I ditched the cord, my life again has been infinitely easier. I also really like talking on the phone on these because I think the quality is better for the person on the other end and also me. It's helpful. Now that we've been through all the tech stuff, let's talk about a few other things. First, I want to talk about another Yeti. I think it's really funny that two of my favorites are called Yeti, but they're completely different brands and completely different items. So we have the Yeti microphone, but then we also have this Yeti cup, this Yeti tumbler, I think it's called. So I have two now. I have this purple one and I have a mint green one. Love the colors. These are their 30 or 32 ounce, I forget exactly which one, sizes. I got this size purposely because I wanted large. I wanted to be able to drink a lot of water and keep track of how much water I'm drinking. I don't know what it is, but I just think mentally we drink more if it's in a larger canister. So it's just easier to kind of push myself and be like, ooh, gotta get to the end and then refill. And yeah, you know that at least like 2 to 3 of these and you're done, you know, versus keep refilling a glass. So I specifically got the straw. Feature. So this is a separate lid. Because again, straws are easier. I think it's more enjoyable drinking experience than the kind like where you have to tip it and then maybe it dribbles on you. So I did get one of those. And what else? I also just like that it's less plastic in my life. It's kind of confusing because now the straw and the top is plastic, but the canister itself is not plastic. So as you probably saw in my Amazon favorites last year, I'm just kind of about eliminating more plastic from my life when it comes to containers and things like that. So yeah, and it keeps your drink cold really long. I mean, literally, I'll have water in here, go to bed, I'll wake up the next morning, and that water is still freezing cold. It's really cool. Another favorite, which I think I also featured in the Amazon video that I just referenced, and I did a video all about them, so I'm going to link that below and in the cards and everything for you, are these reusable cotton pads. So I use micellar water to take all of my makeup off, and then I also cleanse with my regular cleanser, so I do double cleansing. I love to use reusable cotton pads for the micellar water part so that I'm not wasting one-time use cotton pads. I was like, you know what? I go through so many. As it is, I go through so many with my clients when I'm doing the lash services and everything that I'm like, I could probably like be a little helpful to the environment here and just use reusable for myself. Because then you use them, you put them in their little laundry bag it comes with, and then you toss it in the laundry and they get washed and they don't even really stain too badly. They stain a little bit, but like not bad. And yeah, and they stay soft and they just do the job. And they're also inexpensive to start with. So this is one of my favorite purchases from Amazon and of the year. So definitely recommend. Last two things are favorites that this time last year, I never thought would be a favorite. It wasn't even in our life. And now we're in just pandemic world. So they've become temporary favorites, I guess, you know, until we don't have to use them any longer. So the first is this face mask. So obviously we're in the face mask era. And I had gotten a face mask made for me from a sweet friend of mine who sews, and she's just good at that stuff. I am not. And it was at the height of the pandemic, and she just wanted to give them to us, me and my husband. She made masks for because everything was like really low in stock, and this is when everybody was making their own. So that was nice. But throughout the year, I realized it got big on my face. I think maybe through the washing in the laundry all the time and wearing it so much that the pleating kind of extended, and so it was like hanging. You can actually see it's the mask that I'm wearing in the thumbnail of the video I did a few videos ago about how to wear long-lasting makeup with a mask on. And, you know, I just felt maybe that wasn't as effective if it's hanging and it's looser. And yeah, I didn't really like how it was fitting anymore. So I went on Etsy. Not only did I want just a black one, because, you know, it goes with like my makeup aesthetic. But yeah, so I want a better fitting one. So this one, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna try not to mess up my makeup. I have lipstick on, so. But this is what this one looks like. And as you can see, it just fits better. It's a little loose right here, but not like all the way down. So that's what it looks like. So I feel like this is just a much better option. It feels physically a little tighter on the face. Not like suffocating, but enough where it feels protective. So, and it was only like $10 or $15 on Etsy. Really well made. It's 2 layers, which is good. And it's cute. And it's just got the little like sparkles. And I just feel better in it. I feel like I look better and feel better wearing it. So this is my daily mask now. Lastly, to pair with it, this lovely face shield. So this face shield I have to wear when I am working on clients. So I'm going to take it off for the purpose of you can hear me. But I went through a couple different shields last year because in our industry, shields are super important. We are working in somebody else's face, and now, according to our guidelines, we can take the mask off the client, but we have to be wearing a face mask and a face shield because, again, we're in your face and we're in a pandemic. So I take it very seriously, and I was using these shields that were made for me. And then I also tried shields, the typical ones that had the foam here. No one likes the foam ones. You get super sweaty, your forehead gets all broken out, it's gross. And then the ones that were made for me were kind of blurry. They were too difficult to see through at times. So then I went and I found these. These not only sit on your face a little easier because they have the glasses method versus the around the head, so they don't give you a headache. They're just infinitely clearer. If you use face shields, you know what I'm talking about. Like, people assume all face shields are made the same and that it's just, oh, they look clear. These are not as easy to see through as one might think. So you need to look for the ones that work best for you and the ones that are good quality. So these are the ones, and I specifically got these off Amazon. I got a 10-pack, I think for $15 or $20, which is a really good buy for face shields at the time. And yeah, and they're easy to clean, and if one gets a little scratched up, I have another 2 open since I have a 10-pack. So I definitely, if you need face shields, recommend that style in particular. So much more comfy and so much easier to see through. So that's it, guys. That concludes my favorite products from 2020. I hope you enjoyed this roundup. Please give me a comment down below. Let me know what some of your favorite items of 2020 were, because maybe I'm missing out on something. Like, I'd really like to know. I hope this was enjoyable for you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more fun content like this in the future, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.